Hi there, I'm an Ultimate Iron Man. Sort of. I've divided the Runescape map into 18 regions, all with their own custom-built task system. These tasks provide rewards to me, such as XP and supplies. Every week, I will randomly select one of these regions and I'll be locked to it for 9 hours. Once up, my inventory and ward equipment will be wiped. My bank will be operating on a store-only basis, which means I can never take items out of it. I have compiled a list of RuneScape bosses, and the goal of this series is to kill all of them at least once. With every boss killed for the first time, I'm awarded either the choice of an additional region every week, or the ability to carry over one inventory slot every single week. Lastly, all of this content will be streamed live at twitch.tv/MrFrogRS, so be sure to join in. If you need any more information, make sure you check out the description, or just leave a comment. Without further ado, I bring you Regional Rumble! So stupid. But anyway, that is week 22 over. It is time to get out the spinning wheel and roll ourselves 3 new regions. Alright, not terrible. I'm kind of got something on my mind, and I'm really hoping it works. But I will leave it to next week to test. And I hope that this could be very productive. But that's week 22 done. Let's go on to week 23. Hello and welcome to episode 23 of Regional Rumble. This week is gonna kind of be a little bit bland. I'm gonna be honest with that now. There's not much I can really accomplish. I cannot do any tasks. I'll never be able to do them with the time that I've got. We've got the Fremit region, we've got Ardy, and then we've got the Troll Lands. And I also want to mention that if we happen to get Troll Lands again at the end of today, or the end of this week, sorry, this episode, we will be re-rolling it. Because I do not allow myself to roll the same region 3 times in a row, and we've had it twice in a row now, so just putting that there, in case you're wondering if it does happen, we will be skipping it. But, like I said, it's going to be mostly focused on grinds this episode, another one that's going to be focused on grinds. I do have a few plans of what I want to do today, mostly because we've got the friendly region again, and once again, we don't have access, or easy access to sharks. I was really hoping to get like Fremi and Mauritania together so I could just buy the shark, but unfortunately that isn't the case. Even if we had Northern Current, which we did before have Northern Current and Fremi lands, we need to be able to get Piscarelli's Favor just so I can buy the shark, and that then requires planks, and it's just an absolute hassle to do. So I was really hoping to get the Mauritania combination, but it didn't happen, so we're going to have to start working towards it the manual way, so we've got a few plans for that. I do have some stuff calculated for today, this episode, but it's not going to include much content, so the video is going to be fairly short in general. Anyway, with that all said, I'm going to start ourselves the timer, and the first thing I'm going to do is head over to the blast furnace and get myself some of the money out, because we're going to be needing that. We don't really need to take the money out, but it's just going to be quicker to take it out rather than make it ourselves, so we might as well utilize the money we've got. Alright, we got ourselves some money, and I've just had a thought of what I actually want to do. Is see if I can progress Giant Dwarf at all, because I don't know if I actually did any more of the steps to this. I did go through the quest a little while ago and check, but I don't remember. So if we go to Giant Dwarf, it says, must speak to Blassadar, and there's a point in this quest that requires me to go and speak to Thurgo, which also requires me to go to Reldo if I haven't done the Night Sword, which I haven't. So we can't actually do the entire quest, which kind of sucks. But if I could do a few steps and figure out where the heck this guy is, it might help us when we finally get Varrock, or Varrock and Asgard at the same time. We can complete a couple more steps of this, and I have no idea where I'm going, but I'll find it in a moment. I just want to work towards Giant Dwarf, get all these quest steps done that I can while I'm in the area, and hopefully that will allow us to progress some more quests. So it has occurred to me that I can do quite a lot of the quests without having to go to Thurgo, but for the axe, I will need to visit Asgarnia. But I also need to visit Varrock as well, because I haven't actually spoke to Reldo about Thurgo yet, so unfortunately I'll have to do that bit as well. But I can do most of the rest of the quest. I will need a lore rune to telegrab this boot. But I can access one within the areas that I have, so I might look into doing that. I'm going to see what other items I need, and we may come back here later and complete all of those steps. I'm hoping that I can hand the items in, and like without having the axe, and just be able to do all of the items I have currently, because if I can't do that, then that kind of really causes a few problems. Right, so looking at the items required, I'm going to need a telegrab cast, so I'll need a lore rune and an air rune. Alongside that, I'm also going to need some logs, tinderbox, and some coal. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to head down to Ardy. I could use the fishing trawler teleport just to get to Ardy. Obviously, I can't actually do the fishing trawler because it counts as the Feldips region. But once again, I can teleport to travel to areas to save time. But like I said, I'm going to be going down to Ardy. I believe I can get every single one of these items in this area. So I'm going to spend some time in Ardy and then probably go back up to the blast furnace once the minigame teleport is off cooldown. And we will go ahead and complete those steps of the quest. I can make everything up to the axe, which actually isn't that much of the quest, because that doesn't include the joining of the conservatorium or any of that. So I will have to do all of that once we've finally spoke to Reldo and Thurgo. But until then, we're kind of locked off. Alright, so we've got ourselves those items that I needed. We've got coins here. We don't have the lore room yet. I will be working on that in a moment. We've got ourselves some logs. Tinderbox and a piece of coal. Also grab myself a few pieces of food from here because I'm going to need this for how I get the lore rune. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to head up to this little house here. And there are chaos druids in there who will drop grimy herbs, but they also drop lore runes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kill them for a while with some melee stats so we can train some melee skills. And hopefully we'll get a lore rune from one of them. I haven't thought too far forwards for the air rune. I can't imagine it's going to be that difficult to get an air rune. I suppose I could always go to Puro and catch some essence implings if that comes to it. I'd rather not, but air runes should be fairly easy to get. I mean, they are the most basic of elemental runes, so I've just realized this requires thieving. Please tell me I got the level to get in here, because this could be awkward otherwise. But it doesn't say that I can't, it just says fail. Okay. That could have been really awkward. But anyway, yeah, we're going to kill these Chaos Druids until we get a lore rune, and I will see about getting air runes after that. Well, that was quick. There's the lore rune. That was 3 kills. You can see that's the first kill, second kill, third kill, and we got the lore runes. Done. Now I just need to look into getting the air runes, which I didn't even have a chance to look up because I got it straight away. So just quickly looked it up, and the ZMI crafters will drop me air runes, so I'm going to head over there in a moment. But first things first, what I want to do is drain my press slightly, and once this goes down, we should be able to go ahead and use this altar right here. I just figured I might as well get this done in the meantime, and that's going to be an easy task in the Ardy area done. And also, while we're here, we don't have any energy, so we have to walk to it. But if we do check with Probeta, that is another one done. Unfortunately, they are the only 2 achievement diary tasks we can do right now, as most of the others require other regions. For example, the lever in RD requires me to have the wilderness because it will teleport me there. And secondly, the fishing trawler and rusty sword tasks are both within the Feldips area, so unfortunately I can't do them either. But I'm going to head down to the ZMI, we'll kill some crafters, get ourselves that air rune, and then do a few more things before we head back up to Blast Furnace, because as you can see, 12 more minutes until the minigame teleport is back. Alright, that didn't take too long. What we ended up doing actually was killing a crafter, and he gave me 3 pure essence, so I went ahead and just used them, and we got 1 air rune and 2 mind runes, so that worked out. Got ourselves an air rune, we should have access to Telegrab right now. But we still got 7 minutes until we can teleport back. So what I'm going to do in the meantime is actually I'm going to proceed slightly with the Tree Gnome Village quest. I believe I'm at the point where I need to acquire the coordinates by talking to the little gnomes on the battlefield. So I'm going to go ahead and do that just in case we get the Feldips at any time in the future. And then I don't have to worry about doing the Ardy step. Although I am going to then have to go back to Ardy and then back to Feldips. It's a really annoying quest to do in this series. Unless, of course, I get Feldips and Ardy at the same time. Then it'd be fantastic. But until I get stupidly lucky like that, we're going to have to do it the hard way. So, like I said, I'm going to go get the coordinates, and then hopefully by the time I've done that, we should be able to teleport back to Keldagrim. The only downside about this is that I've then got a 20-minute wait until I can get back to Ardy, unless I can figure out a quicker way of doing it. Alright, let's get on with the Giant Dwarf. I decided to manually make my way back here with the minecarts, because I figured that why not just walk all the way up here and then I can teleport back without having to worry about it. The route back is a little bit more inconvenient, so it works out better this way. And plus, I didn't have to wait for the 7 minutes. But I am going to do a few more steps of this quest, and then of course once we hit the axe point, we won't be able to continue. And that's probably going to be it for all the quests that we can do this week. Unfortunately, there's not really much we can do without having the right regions, and we do not have the right regions. So, like I said, it's going to be a lot of grinding this episode, but we're just getting some stuff ticked off, and hopefully in the future, it could really prove out beneficial to us. Alright, that's probably going to just about do it for all of the Giant Dwarf that I can do. I can hand the items in, thankfully, so we'll hand these boots in, and then we'll move on. I also want to mention that last week we had Asgardia, and I needed to do a step for Dwarf Cannon there, but I completely forgot. Fortunately, though, I'm pretty sure that I'd have had to carry an item over, so it's probably just as well that I didn't do it, because I just wasted my time, because then I'd had to get rid of the item, and I would have been able to carry it over. Let's hand these in to Ricky. You can have the boots, and now all I've got to do is get the axe. But like I said, I cannot do this step because I'd have to get access to Thurgo. I might try and trigger the step because I believe I have to do that bit anyway. But I can't really progress the quest anymore. And once I'm done with that, it's going to be time to get down on some grinding. We spent nearly an hour doing this stuff, but time for the grinds to come in, I think. So we have a small, tiny-weeny problem. He gives you the Dwarven Battle Axe to take to Thurgo, and obviously I can't carry this item with me, so kind of bottlenecked in this quest. I basically need to have the Fremi region and Baroque and Asgardia all at the same time. This could be a right pain. Oh, I was hoping it wouldn't be this complicated, but anyway, I can't do it regardless, so we're going to go back to Ardy, and we're going to get working on some skilling. Now, the grinds that I'm going to be working on mostly for this episode is training fishing. The reason I want to do this is because it's like the 3rd time now that I've needed a raw shark, actually maybe the 4th time, and honestly the simplest way to get it would be just to fish it. But obviously, 55 fishing, cannot fish sharks. And I'm going to want sharks in the future anyway for food, so I figured why not crank out some fishing XP. If we can finally get 76 at some point and the ability to fish sharks, it could help us a lot when it comes to like bossing or even doing stuff like barrows. Could be really, really useful in the future, so I can't see a reason why I shouldn't train it. I'm probably going to avoid training cooking though, just because I want to put all the XP into fishing, and not to mention I can get XP rewards for cooking, and it's already 9 levels higher, so I don't really feel like I need to focus too much into cooking. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Witch Haven, get myself a fly fishing rod, a whole chunk of feathers, and we are going to fly fish for a good few hours. Like I said, it's not great for content, but I need to get these grinds done, and I do want to get myself a shark for the Fremi trials, so I just want to get this out of the way. Once we've finally finished the Fremi trials, we unlock a whole load of content in the Fremi Isles, Yatizo, Natives Knot, even Miscellaneous places like that. Really, really handy for more content on the account. So, without further ado, let's go and get ourselves a massive chunk of fishing XP. So, for a bit of a laugh, we got an easy clue bottle. It's a step that I can actually do. Interesting. I have no idea which house this is, so I'm probably going to look it up. But why not give it a try, just for the fun of it. Alright, step 2. Can we do it? Probably not. What? Okay. We can't actually do it, which sucks. But it is within our area. We just don't have the ability to get the equipment for it. It's pretty funny, though. I managed to get 2 Ardy steps back to back. Interesting. Nonetheless, cannot do it, so we're going to go back to fishing. I don't think I've gained any levels yet, actually. We're nearly at 56, though. Very, very nearly. We're just about to get it. And one thing I do want to say about this fishing spot is that it's mildly annoying, because occasionally I'll have to run from this spot to a spot over here, which makes me run the entire way around. And as far as I've checked, this is the only fly fishing spot that I have access to within these regions.
Unfortunately, the one slightly upriver is actually classed as Sears, so I cannot go to that, and that one is part of Gnome, so again, cannot go to that either. Yeah, it's really frustrating. It's a very minor thing to have to go around the tree, but your XP per hour really does take a hit. But, yeah, I mean, in a few more fish, we'll get ourselves 56 fishing. I don't think that does anything for us. Obviously, we do want 76 for sharks. It'd be really nice to get 68 in the meantime to get the fishing guild. I don't know how much that really helps, though, because fly fishing will probably be the top priority. But there we go. That is 56 fishing. I think my goal for this episode is going to be to get 60 fishing. And then we might work on something else. And just sort of progressively do fishing over time. It'll either be that or to use up all of the feathers. Like I said, I've only just gained 1 level and I've used about 250 already. So we could get through all of these, or maybe I've been a bit ambitious and bought too many. We'll see.
Okay, that one snuck up on me. That is 60 fishing completed. I tried to get the recorder on time, but I didn't realize I was that close. And we can now catch mysil fish, which I believe is in raids? I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to get 60 for now. I'm going to call it quits for now. What I also want to do in this episode is grind out some more melee stats. Obviously, we did get the 60 defense before. I do eventually want to get the stats to be able to go in the Warriors Guild, because that's going to be really huge for us. But as you can see, our attack and strength are fairly low. So what I plan on doing right now is using the Rune Scimitar. We are going to go up to the Fremy area, and we're going to just kill some rock crabs. I'm undecided as to whether I want to go to Waterbirth Isle. I'd have to pay 1k to get there, but there's generally less people there. So I wouldn't have to worry about getting crashed or competing for a spot, which is a lot more likely in the Fremy area. So I probably will go to Waterbirth Isle. We've got enough money for it. I really shouldn't worry too much about money. And yes, I definitely bought way more feathers than I needed. Oops. So just for the sake of it, I'm actually just going to go ahead and cook the fish that I had left over from the last session of fishing. And in case I need food at rock crabs, which I doubt I will with 60 defense and a D-med. But just in case I need food, we will have access to some trout and salmon while we can grind out combat stats. I'm going to aim for 50 attack and strength. I don't know how much of this I'm going to show on video. Probably not much, which is therefore going to leave it very lacking with content. But these are grinds that I really need to get through. Getting the melee stats up is going to be really good for not just bossing, but like I said, we'll also get to the Warriors Guild, which allows more tasks to be completed, allows us to get defenders, which of course we would need to carry over to actually utilize, which kind of sucks. But hopefully at some point we will be able to get more boss kills. Honestly, if we could just get Varrock for 1 week, we can get 2 boss kills, and that's going to help us massively with carryovers. But until then, we can just remain unlucky. But yeah, with all that said, we are going to make our way up to the Fremy lands. I'm using the Blast Furnace teleport because it's slightly quicker than trying to run there from anywhere else. And I'll be going to Waterbirth Isle. I decided that I'll stick to that, just so I don't have to worry about people crashing me as much. And it'll be a lot easier to find a world. It's only 1,000 coins. I've got plenty of money. I'm really not all that fussed. And then Mr. Yavold, pay 1,000 coins. And that is going to be our trip to Waterbirth Island. It is time to buckle in and do a lot of training at rock crabs. Like I said, I'm going for 50 and 50. We'll see how long that takes. If I get it done in a reasonable space of time, maybe I go further. I really don't know. This spawn is ruined at the moment because someone has ran through. But I'll sort this out. We'll AFK some training. I kind of want to put it on. Actually, no, we'll go strength first. We'll do 50 strength and then 50 attack. And like I said, it depends how long I take. But if I get this done very quickly, maybe I go further. Maybe I try and go towards 60. I doubt that I'm going to get anywhere near 60, though, considering how long defense took. But if I can go 60, 60, 60, that would be huge. But like I said, I really doubt it. So I didn't quite factor in that this spot has single combat area, which means the rock crabs occasionally walk off if I don't kill them in a quick succession. I have to basically only have 1 up at a time. Because if I go out of combat and there's 2 spawned ready, they both start attacking me, and obviously single combat means only 1 can actually attack me, so the other one just walks off, which is slightly frustrating. On the bright side though, we completed an easy task in the Fremy areas on the achievement diary, because we killed 5 rock crabs. I guess that's a task, but yeah, that's cool. We've done that. It's slightly frustrating, honestly. I'm like just about not doing enough DPS for this to be consistent, so I have to kind of like juggle the way they work. it just means that I can't fully AFK, and maybe I should have killed them in the Fremi area, but I've kind of committed to this now, and I don't really want to waste the 1k by switching to the Fremi area now, so I'm just going to try and juggle this as best as I can, and we'll get the XP that we can manage somewhat. Alright, change of plans. I can't be bothered to do this anymore. Juggling the aggro is really annoying. It's only been like 3 minutes since I recorded the last clip. This is going to mean we wasted 1k, but honestly, I'm just going to go to the multi-combat area. It also didn't really occur to me that this probably isn't as busy as it used to be, because sand crabs exist now. And yes, I'm aware that sand crabs have existed for years, but it's been years since I decided to train at rock crabs. So we're going to go to the multi-combat area. I can't remember if this one's multi-combat as well, but I know that there's also the rock crab spot over here as well, which we can use if this one doesn't work. Is this multi-combat? I cannot remember. This seems to be... Oh, no, it is multi-combat. Okay. It's multi-combat as well. So I'm just going to find a decent spot up here. We shouldn't get attacked by hobgoblins over here anyway, so that shouldn't be an issue. But I kind of want one that's got at least 2 spawns. If not, I'm going to go to the one that's near Olaf, because I'm pretty sure there's a double spawn over there. Well, that's going to be 50 strength done. We're going to switch this to attack. We've got ourselves 50 attack, and then I'll probably just switch it back to strength. We've got 3 hours and 43 minutes left, so I might do a little bit past 50. Obviously, the XP rate does go up as I gain these levels, unlike defense, so that could help. Get 50 attack, and then we'll work our way to 60 strength, and then when we finally get that, we'll go 60 attack, which will allow us to use dragon weapons. Unfortunately, there's no real easy way of me getting a dragon weapon, but in due time, we will finally unlock one, whether it's through Lost City or Monkey Madness, wishful thinking. But somewhere or another, we will get ourselves a dragon weapon. It's quite funny we managed to get a D-Med before Dragon Sim or Dragon Long, but it is what it is. Let's get back to grinding combat. We've got 6 levels to work on for 50 attack, and then I guess combat levels are home. Let's go. So I'm an idiot. Kind of was too busy talking to the chat, and I missed the level. We got 50 attack, and we are now at 69 combat. Of course, why would it be any other level? I'm not entirely sure what I want to do now. I'm half torn between continuing combat training or going back to fishing. There's other niche things that I could do, but I don't really see how they benefit me that much in the future. Getting 76 fishing or getting access to Warriors Guild is going to do way more for me than training anything else. However, I don't have the time to do either of them. So it's basically whichever one I want to work towards. I kind of want to go for flat 60s more than the fishing. Just because I'm going to definitely need these, whereas getting 76 fishing is just sort of helpful, as opposed to, you know, being absolutely required. So, as much as I've done, I think, like, maybe 2.5 hours of this, I'm probably going to have to do more. So, I'm sorry for the fact that I've done, like, 2 weeks of this in the last 3 weeks, but we do need to train combat. RuneScape is a grinding game, and I'm trying to get as much done as I can in the 9 hours I've allocated. So, hopefully next week it provides us with some more engaging stuff, but I feel like for now, just continuing at rock crabs is the best thing to do. It'd be nice if I had sand crabs. Obviously I don't, but I'm just going to get as much XP as I can. I'll put it back in strength. We'll go towards 60 strength. I'm pretty sure I can't do that in 1 hour and 47 minutes, but I'll get as much XP as I can, many levels as I can, and then when we go ahead and spin the next region, we might be able to utilize these melee stats. Doubtful. I'll probably end up using range for whatever we get, but just in case we get to the point in the future where we can actually use the melee stats, I will have them. Alright, we got 1 minute left. We're not going to get another level, but what I want to do is quickly head over to Blast Furnace, because we're carrying 86k, and I nearly forgot about it. So if we go ahead and do this, we're already on a Blast Furnace world, so that is convenient. Hopefully I've got enough time to store this, and then we will finish off the week. If I don't have enough time to store this, that could be really awkward. Please hurry up and teleport. I've got 36 seconds. Maybe I should have allocated a little bit more time. It's going to be quite close. Go, go, go. Got 28. Like I said, we're already in the right world, so at least you don't have to worry about that. Oh my god, let me through the door. Let me through. 22. Alright, use the coffer, because for some reason you have to be on the right world to do this. Oh no, where's the guy? Pay. 10 seconds. Deposit. Deposit. And we're done. Okay, I'm just going to leave so that the money doesn't start draining, and that's going to be it. We managed to do it just in time. That was dangerously close. very, very close. I'm probably just going to reposition the camera because it looks awful here, but then we will go ahead and spin our regions. Alright, another week done. We are finished. And now, all that is left is to spin 3 new regions. Let's spin. Wow, an eventful 3 regions. I think I can do some stuff with this. A little bit daunted about one of them, but we'll have to see how that goes. Onwards to next week.